this very moment, you could be doing anything else in the world, but you're right here looking at your screen and listening to my voice. It means you yearn for something. What if I told you that you can change everything that's happening in your life right now? Before April 1954, it was believed that no one could run a mile in less than 4 minutes. People had tried to do it repeatedly for over 1,000 years, and yet it failed. It was considered impossible. The human body was simply not capable of a 4-minute mile. It was called the 4-minute barrier. And then in Oxford, on the 6th of May, Roger Bannister came along and he ran a mile in 3 minutes, 59.4 seconds. Interestingly, Bannister was not a pro athlete. He attained this record with minimal training while practicing as a junior doctor. But as part of his training, he relentlessly visualized the achievement in order to create a sense of certainty in his mind and body. He thought and pondered on his success daily. Now, here's what's significant about that event. From then on, the 4-minute barrier has since been broken by over 1,400 athletes, including high schoolers. The record set by Bannister only lasted 46 days before being broken by John Landy in Finland. What happened? What made what seemed impossible now possible to many? Here's what changed. When he crashed through the barrier, the rest of the world saw that it was possible. And the previous myth was only a mental barrier. It was the mind that set the limitation, and not the body. It took Bannister a sense of extreme belief, extreme thought in his mind to remind himself that it was possible. And when he reminded himself that it was possible, his subconscious just had to agree with him, pushing his body to create the effect of his manifestation. He alone created that certainty in his mind without seeing any proof that it was possible. From then onwards, when other athletes got on the track, they knew it had been done. Holding that thought in mind made them go on to break the barrier and break his record. They thought about it into reality. Mind power is one of the most influential and most useful powers you possess. This power consists of your thoughts. The thoughts that pass through your mind are responsible for everything that happens in your life. Your predominant thoughts influence your behavior and attitude and control your actions and reactions. Some call it the law of attraction, while science calls it the reticular articulating system. This law of attraction uses the power of the mind to translate whatever is in our thoughts and materialize them into reality. The results of positive thoughts are always positive consequences. The same holds true for negative thoughts, always leading to bad outcomes. When it comes to science, we have a system in our body called the reticular articulating system, RAS. This system helps our brains decide what information to focus on and the ones to disregard. When your purpose is clearly defined and you have a mission, and you live every single moment with certainty that you will achieve it, you influence what the RAS filters into the subconscious: positive information. The consequence of this is that you begin to pay attention to the things that help you achieve your goals, things you otherwise would have never paid attention to. That's what the power of thought gives you. As the Greek author Plutarch said, what we achieve inwardly will change outer reality. Your thought is not merely your perception of experiences, but those experiences themselves. A study was carried out by Dan Siegel, a professor of psychiatry at UCLA School of Medicine, and he realized that the mind meets the definition of a complex mathematical system in that it is open and can influence things outside itself. It is chaos capable based on the things you feed it with, and it is non-linear, meaning that small inputs lead to unusual or difficult to predict results. What does this mean? It means that what you feed your mind with, the thoughts you harbor, positive or negative, will reflect on the outside and guide your life along your line of thinking. This is because your subconscious holds current information that you use every day, such as your behavior patterns, habits, and feelings. Sigmund Freud described the human mind as being contained in 3 levels of awareness. Consciousness, otherwise regarded as your thoughts, occupies 10%. Your subconscious holds about 60%, and the unconscious mind holds about 30%. Working together, these 3 create our reality. Your consciousness, your thoughts, is your ability to direct your focus. It's your ability to imagine that which is not real, and as you do this, you feed your subconscious. According to Freud, your subconscious is the storage point for every memory. It holds information that you use every day. It serves as the random access memory. Thus, the subconscious can be seen as the source of dreams and automatic thoughts, the repository of memories, and the locus of implicit knowledge. It's where automatic guidelines for living are supplied to us. Hence, if you don't feed your mind with success, it will rot with mediocrity. You have the power to decide to focus your thoughts on something in particular. If you do not focus your thoughts to a desired result, your power will be diminished, thinking of multiple things that lead nowhere. Understanding and consciously directing the power of thoughts is what will shape your world the way you want. Thought is a force as real as electricity. It cannot be perceived or experienced with the 5 basic human senses of hearing, sight, smell, touch, or taste, but they are undoubtedly real and will ultimately determine your success or otherwise in life. Waves of thought surround us just like radio waves. Scientists say that the speed of thought can be compared to the speed of light. In fact, thinking is instantaneous and omnipresent. All your existence and everything you experience in your day-to-day life occurs only in what has recently been called the law of attraction. It is also known as sowing and reaping in the Christian community and karma according to the Buddhist, or as science refers to this, cause and effect. What you choose to call it is irrelevant. All are one and the same and act according to the way the universe was created to operate. If you decide to keep an open mind, you will see that everyone is the same and everyone is correct. All spiritual teachers agree on one thing: you become what you think. When you begin to understand this, you begin to see the creative power of thought and how it creates all aspects in your life. Thought is the initial seed that determines what results you will experience. If you sow a seed, it will begin to bear fruit, and it will also multiply. It will begin to create new crops of the same seed initially sown. If you want to harvest new fruits, you have to sow a different seed. It's very simple and easy to understand. You cannot think of poverty and experience abundance and prosperity. Similarly, you cannot think of abundance and prosperity and experience poverty. Your control over the power of thoughts can only be determined by your willingness to accept this truth and become aware of the thoughts you choose. First, change your thoughts. Make a conscious and constant effort until you develop the ability to focus the power of your thoughts on the creation of the life you desire. You will begin to transform your results for more pleasant and desired ones. Life is difficult and complicated and beyond anyone's total control. The humility to know that will enable you to survive its vicissitudes. Yet when you believe and you impose your beliefs on your subconscious, then life will reflect back to you what you project. If you do not know what you use your over 60,000 daily thoughts for, then you're simply thinking unconsciously, letting them create your reality. It only makes sense that you begin to consciously think about these thoughts and focus them on creating what you want. It will require discipline and initial effort on your part to overwrite and replace the unconscious thinking processes that many times you are not even aware of. You just have to try. Thoughts have energy. Make sure your thoughts are positive and powerful. Once you start living your life in tune with your subconscious, you will wonder how you have been able to move on. Once you access your subconscious mind on a daily basis, it will truly transform your life. To change your life, you must first change your thoughts. There's an old African proverb that says, If there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm. It was Buddha who said, "What you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create." It is important that you work on your thoughts, because the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius said that. Create beautiful thoughts. Stimulate your subconscious mind positively, and watch your life and the lives of others around you change for the better. I am here to